This is Dan and Carol, both 62. They live in Chattanooga in a brick ranch with a back porch over the river. Dan ran a heating and cooling shop for 30 years. Carol ran a school office. They retired last spring, a few years early, with $600,000 in a traditional IRA. They had a plan, a good plan, the kind every retirement column prints. That plan cost them $19,000. Here's how. In 2026, Dan and Carol moved a little more of that IRA into a Roth than they meant to. $1 more than a single line. And that $1 erased $19,000 of health insurance help. Gone. Over $1. It's called the Subsidy cliff. It's back for the first time in 5 years. And almost nobody bridging to Medicare knows it returned. Stick with me. Here's where it gets specific. Start with why this is suddenly a 2026 problem. Back in 2021, Congress rewrote the rules for marketplace health insurance. No income ceiling. Nobody paid more than 8.5% of their income for a benchmark plan. That rewrite ran through the end of 2025. For 5 years, there was no cliff. Earn $1 too much, and your help just tapered. It didn't vanish. Those rules expired on December 31st, 2025. Congress let them lapse. For 2026, the law snapped back to its original shape, and that shape has a hard edge. As things stand right now, the cliff is back. Congress keeps talking about reviving the help. So far, talk is all it is. The edge lives in one line of the tax code, Section 36B. It says you qualify for help only if your income lands between 100 and 400% of the poverty line. 400% is the ceiling. $1 over, and you're not eligible at all. The credit doesn't shrink, it vanishes. For a couple, 400% of the poverty line in 2026 is $84,600. That's their cliff, the edge of the diving board. $1 past it, and the whole credit disappears for the year. Here's what that credit was worth to Dan and Carol. They are 62. People in their early 60s pay the steepest premiums in the whole marketplace. The price climbs with age, right up until Medicare takes over at 65. A mid-level plan in their corner of Tennessee runs about $1,150 a month each. For the two of them, that's roughly $27,600 a year. Sitting just under the cliff, the law expects them to pay just under 10% of their income toward that plan. Call it $8,400. The credit covers the rest. About $19,000 of help in 1 year, resting right under the line, crossed by $1, and that $19,000 becomes zero. The money was theirs to keep. The timing took it away. Here's how two careful, well-read retirees walked straight off that edge. They followed good advice. Good advice for a different problem. Dan and Carol logged into their brokerage dashboard every quarter. It told them the textbook move for early retirees. You're in a low-income window now, before Social Security, before forced withdrawals. So convert your IRA to a Roth while it's cheap. Fill up the 12% tax bracket. For a couple their age, the top of that bracket is about $133,000 of income. So the dashboard pointed them toward $133,000. That's nearly $50,000 past their health insurance cliff. Two rules, both correct, pulling opposite ways. The tax rule says convert more now, pay 12% instead of 22% later. The health rule says stay under $84,600 or lose $19,000. In the bridge years before Medicare, those two rules collide. And not one line on that dashboard mentioned the second one. To see the wreck, you have to know which dollars the health rule counts. It starts with your adjusted gross income. Then it adds back any tax-free muni bond interest and the untaxed slice of your Social Security. For Dan and Carol, the base is that adjusted gross income, and a Roth conversion lands there dollar for dollar. Every dollar they move into the Roth is $1 climbing the ladder toward the cliff. Their income before converting was about $62,000. Their cliff was $84,600. The gap between them, $22,600, was all the conversion they could safely do. $22,600 of headroom. The dashboard told them to convert about $70,000, 3 times too much. And here's the part nobody tells you. Dan and Carol didn't pay full price each month and wait for a refund. Almost nobody does. They took the credit up front. The marketplace sent their $19,000 straight to the insurer across the year, month by month. But advance help gets settled the next April on a form called 8962. And if your income lands over the cliff, you pay it back. There used to be a cushion, a cap on how much you had to return. That cap is gone. The big tax bill signed in 2025 struck it out for every year starting in 2026. Say Dan and Carol took $19,000 up front, then crossed the line in December. They owe all $19,000 back, every dollar. The cliff removes the credit, the repealed cap removes the mercy. There's one more turn of the knife, the cruelest one. You can't undo it. Years ago, you could reverse a conversion you regretted. The tax law killed that option. Since 2018, a Roth conversion is a one-way door. So when they convert in March and learn in April that they vaulted the cliff, there's no taking it back. The income is locked. The $19,000 is owed. The door only opens one way. Now the part that helps. Every one of these traps has a defense, and the defenses are free. 1. Find your own cliff before you convert a dollar. Take the poverty line for your household, multiply by 4. For a couple in 2026, that's $84,600. For a single person bridging alone, $62,600. Write your number on the wall. 2. Convert into the headroom, not over it. Dan and Carol had $22,600 of room. The disciplined move converts that, captures the cheap conversion the dashboard was right about, and stops at the line. You still convert every bridge year. You just size it to the smaller ceiling. 3. Live on money that doesn't count as income. Cash you already paid tax on doesn't show up. Neither does a health savings account withdrawal for medical bills. And money from a seasoned Roth, pulled the right way, is invisible to this math. Lean on those, and your income on paper stays small. 4. If you're going to cross the cliff, cross it big. Never barely. There's a dead zone just past the edge. You've lost all the help, but haven't gained enough to make up for it. Landing there is the worst outcome of all. Crossing only makes sense when a very large conversion clearly beats 1 year of lost help. That's a calculated jump, not an accidental stumble. 5. If you're near the line, take less of the credit up front. You're allowed to claim part of it now and settle the rest in April. The IRS itself tells you to when you're close to the edge. A smaller advance means a smaller bill if you misjudge. 2 things didn't bite Dan and Carol, but they'll bite some of you. The extra deduction for turning 65 and the new senior bonus deduction both start at 65. Dan and Carol are 62. The bridge years are a desert. Too young for the senior breaks, too young for Medicare, paying the highest premiums of your life, right in the teeth of the cliff. Here's the lesson under all of it. In retirement, the number that controls your healthcare costs isn't your wealth. It's your taxable income for the year. And you control that more than you think. 3 numbers to carry out. $84,600, the line a couple can't cross by accident. $19,000, what $1 over it costs. And $22,600, the room Dan and Carol actually had. The disciplined number hiding under the dashboard's reckless one. So before you touch a single conversion this week, do one thing. Look up the poverty line for your household, multiply by 4, and write that number down. That's your cliff. If you're bridging to Medicare on a marketplace plan, that one number outranks every bracket chart your broker will ever show you. Back on that porch in Chattanooga, Dan and Carol know it now. Drop a comment with the age you retired or plan to retire before 65. Tell us how many bridge years you're threading. We'll be reading.